So good morning, and this is section 2 of chapter 7. So this is our second section of unit 6, using tables to explore equivalent ratios and rates. We talked about just briefly in 7-1. We talked about equivalent ratios, that like if I had a ratio of 2 to 1, that's the same as 4 to 2, as the same as 6 to 3, etc. And so looking at equivalent ratios that can reduce to the same thing. All right. So example 2 to 3 is the same as 4 to 6, because 4 to 6 can reduce back down to 2 to 3. All right. 3 to 4 is the same as 9 to 12. All right. So it can reduce. So think of them as fractions. Okay. So think of the first one as the numerator, and then the second number as the denominator, and then reduce from there. Okay. But when looking at equivalent ratios, all right, this question is saying that fill in the ratio table with the next two ratios. All right, so the ratio is 8 to 3, and then if you multiply by 2 on the top and the bottom, remember when you're looking for equivalent ratios, you're trying to make sure that what you do to the first number, you do also to the second number. All right, once again, that I'm a little teapot. All right, so if I multiply the top number, which is 8, by 2, I get 16. And if I multiply the bottom number by 2, I get 6. So 16 to 6. All right. And then you've got the second number, or the second set of equivalent ratios. If you multiply the top by 3, then the bottom by 3, you get 9. All right. So 24 to 9 is going to be the equivalent ratio. Then multiply by 4, and you get 32, and then bottom by 4, you get 12, right? So the next two, if I wanted to, I could say I can multiply the top by 5, and I get 40, and the bottom by 5, and I get 15. All right, that's an equivalent ratio. It reduces back down to 8 to 3. Then the same thing with the last one. If I multiply the top by 6, I get 48, and then if I multiply the bottom by 6, I get 18. Okay, so make sure that you are multiplying the top and the bottom by the same number when you're looking for equivalent ratios, okay? All right, so the question says that a group of 10 friends is in line to see a movie. The table shows how much different groups will pay in all. Predict how much the group of 10 will pay. So if I'm in a group of 3, then as a group, we're going to pay $15. If I'm in a group of 5, we're going to pay $25. All right, so if you'll notice, there is not a group of 10 up here. All right, so you can't just look at the table. You got to find out. So what you want to do is find out how much would a single person pay as a ratio. So look at the 3 to 15. Okay, a group of 3 pays $15. What does that reduce down to? So think of that as a fraction, 3 over 15. Well, that reduces down to 1 over 5. So if the ratio is for every one person they pay $5, then how would it be for a group of 10? We'll take the top, multiply it times 10, take the bottom, which is 5, and multiply it times 10. So for every 10 people you have, you're going to pay $50. Okay? So the bottom number, the amount paid by the group of 10, is going to be 50. So when looking at the next one, or looking at future problems, make sure that you are finding the ratio, all right, to fill in. Make sure that you are finding it in the correct order, all right? So the ratio on this last problem was 3 over 15, or 1 to 5. Don't do it as 5 to 1, okay? You're going to come up with the wrong answer, all right? So make sure that you're doing the correct order. Secondly, make sure that you are also multiplying the top number or the first number by the same as the bottom. Okay? So in this one, we multiplied by 10 on the top and the bottom. Okay?